Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining. I'll quickly go ahead and share my screen and run you through the presentation. Just give me a quick second. Hi, and thank you so much for joining. My name is Astha, and I work as International Liaison Lead here at AcademyEX. We're based in Auckland, New Zealand. I'll just take you through a brief overview about our programs, what we do, who we are. AcademyEX is a private tertiary education provider based in Auckland, New Zealand, and what we offer is research-based masters to working professionals. Our programs are particularly designed for people who come with minimum 2 years of full-time work experience. So these programs are apt for people who are coming to upskill themselves. They have work experience 2 or more years. Our average age group is around 35 to 40 years. So adult learners are the ones who would be apt for our programs. We do things very differently. We have a modern take on education, and that is why we also like to call ourselves disruptors in the space of education. We've had a huge number of domestic students graduate from our programs, and we only started recruiting international learners in 2024 and had the privilege to welcome learners from various parts of the world, like Brazil, India, Sri Lanka, Philippines, Hungary, Russia, and few other countries. Something that we do differently and why we call ourselves disruptors in the space of education, we do not have a traditional way of teaching. The way of teaching that we have is more modern, collaboration-based, interaction-based, and practical hands-on learning experience, which sets us apart from the traditional way of learning. These are a couple of images of how our campus looks like. We call it a lab, and as you can see it in these images, the campus is quite creative, bright, and colorful. It's not very traditional or a very typical education-based setup. It's very modern with an expectation for learners to come and have hands-on experience, practical learning experience, and at the same time collaborate and get to know the rest of the learners in the cohort. Moving to the next slide. As I said, we only offer research-based masters. We have 3 research-based masters, level 9 program that we offer to our international and domestic learners. I will be taking you through each program one by one. So Masters of Technological Futures, as the name suggests, this program will focus on technology, emerging technology, disrupted system. Now, anyone applying in this program needs to come with 2 years of professional work experience. That could be from any industry. You could come from teaching background, marketing background, or engineering background. What we do in this program is we go through overview of different technologies like emerging technologies and disrupted systems, which would be somewhat around AI, Internet of Things, blockchain. And when learners, they experiment with every technology, they learn how they can implement that in their day-to-day workspace as well. So that is how the program works, because of which we do not need prior engineering or tech experience, because this is an opportunity for learners to go ahead and explore different technologies, but they don't have to get into hard tech side of the things. So anyone and everyone can apply till the time they want to learn about the new technologies and understand how they can incorporate that in their day-to-day work, which can help them, because AI is changing everything and everyone wants to understand how it will impact their work or how they can upskill themselves and learn to use AI in their workspace. So this program is more focused on technologies and how you can use it in your day-to-day life, in your workspace, or have your own startup business, or in your job environment, how you can use it. This program is a level 9 program with 180 credits. We because it's a level 9 program, students can apply for a 3 years post-study work visa. Also, as it is a research-based master's, students also get full-time work rights while they are enrolled in this program. So on your study visa, you'll be eligible for full-time work rights. However, you still have to attend the sessions on campus, meet the on-campus requirement as you are on study visa. But if you get a full-time job while you're studying, you can work. That is an opportunity, keeping in mind that you're required to come to campus. And in our programs, we do not accept a thesis because it's not a traditional setup. So learners, they need to submit a project proposal at the end in order to graduate. Now, that project could be something you implement in your workspace, or it could be a project, a startup idea that you want to implement in your real life. It could be anything. Something which is very unique to AcademyEX is the one-on-one industry advisor support. So when you finalize your research topic, we will assign you an industry expert who comes with experience in that specific area and will help you navigate through your research and bring in the real world experience to your project, so that if you want to implement that in real world, you can. We offer the program in 2 durations, 14 and 18 months. It is your choice which duration you want to go ahead with. The upcoming intake is the June intake and the September intake. If you're interested, you can apply for either of those intake for 2026. This is how the program structure looks like. It is very different from any other traditional setup. So basically in part 1, our learners, they get to explore different topics. They use their work experience to find an individual research topic. Once they have that research topic, they move to part 2, where they build a project proposal. And part 3 is where they implement their research. It is a 90 credit project that they need to submit. It could be in a form of a Canva presentation, a Miro board research, or an app wireframe, e-commerce website. It could be anything like that. Now, if you are joining in the June intake, there are 2 days on campus, plus one each week, plus once a week there is an online session which you have to attend. And if you were to join in the September intake, then there was an online session every week and a full day workshop every once in 6 weeks. The September intake will also have our domestic learners. So it will be a blended cohort with domestic and international learners, whereas June would just be for international learners. As I said earlier, we do get students from various different backgrounds in this specific program. Learners, they come from management background, marketing background, engineering background, finance background, teachers. Anyone and everyone can join the program till the time they're interested in learning about different technologies and delivering a research which is relevant to their maybe professional role, or if they want to start a business or have their own startup. Till the time they're interested in that, they can join this program. The other program that we offer is Masters of Change and Organizational Resilience. This program is majorly focused on leadership skills, navigating through challenging situations, and ensuring that the business stays sustainable. The focus of this program is change management, making leaders capable of understanding how they can navigate through challenges and different changes in any organization. So that's the idea behind this program. This is an ideal program for someone who comes with work experience and wants to upskill and get to the leadership role. So if you're someone who is in mid-senior level position or someone who's looking to upskill themselves, Masters of Change and Organizational Resilience would be an ideal fit. It's a level 9 program. You complete 180 credits and you get 3 years post-study work visa when you graduate. And while you're studying, you also get full-time work rights. However, you still have to come to campus for your sessions and everything. You can work full-time if your employer is flexible, but you cannot skip your sessions. But you do have full-time work rights. The other thing is you do get one-on-one industry advisor support. So industry experts who bring in real-world experience and help you navigate through your research project. This program is also offered in 14 or 18 months duration, completely on students which duration they want to choose. And for 2026, we have an upcoming intake in June, and the next one would be the September intake. To quickly go through the program structure, this program is divided in three parts as well. Part one is 20 weeks where you use your work experience and you explore different topics like leadership, organizational complexity, people management, some bits of technology, because we, as an institute, we are very big on technology. And you also cover Treaty of Waitangi, which is more focused on the cultural intelligence. If you wish to work as a leader in New Zealand, you need to incorporate that in your day-to-day workspace. So you use your work experience, explore these topics, participate in workshops, and find your individual research topic. Once you have your research topic, you move to part two, where you build your project proposal. And part three is where you deliver your 90 credit project. Again, this does not have to be a thesis. It has to be a project in the form of a Canva presentation, a business proposal, or a Miro board research, could be anything. And you are required to come to campus if you are joining the June intake, June 2026 intake, that is majorly focused on international learners with more wraparound support, with 2 days on campus session every week and once a week online session. And if you join the September intake, it is a blended cohort for domestic and international learners, which means you have to be on campus at least once in 6 weeks, full day for a workshop, and attend an online session once a week. In this program, we've had a huge number of L&D professionals, HR professionals, business leaders, cultural leaders, organizational leads join in this program, because this helps them get to the next stage and grow in their career. The other program that we offer is Masters of Contemporary Education, which is an ideal program for teachers who want to educate themselves on technology, understand digital tools, AI literacy, how they can incorporate that in their day-to-day teaching. An ideal program for them. However, this program does not provide a teaching registration in New Zealand, but is well recognized in New Zealand, and we've had a lot of domestic learners graduate from this program. It is a level 9 program as well, with one-on-one industry advisor support, and learners are eligible for 3 years post-study work visa on graduation and also get full-time work rights. However, we only offer this program in 15 months duration. And for this year, the intake is closed. Now we have an intake in April 2027. Just like the other programs, this structure is very similar. In part one, students will explore different technologies, focus on AI literacy, leadership, and play-based learning techniques in schools. And they get to visit schools around Auckland. Once they find their research topic in part one, they move to part two, where they build a project proposal. And in part three, they implement their 90 credit project in a school around Auckland. So that has to be a practice-based project which they implement in a school. The requirement for this program is to be on campus 2 days every week for sessions and workshops. And most of the learners who've enrolled in this programs are either teachers or they come from edtech space, online educators. This is an ideal program for them. Quickly going through our entry requirements, we do require learners to either come with a bachelor's degree or a level 7 graduate diploma with a minimum of 2 years full-time experience. If they do not have a bachelor's degree, but they have a 10 or 15 years of professional experience, they can still apply. They'll be required to submit all their professional documents for us to understand whether it is equivalent to a level 7 degree or not. So these are the two ways and how learners can apply to our programs. Now, there are certain documents that they need to submit along with their academic profile, which is English proficiency scores. We require academic IELTS 6.5, no band less than 6. PT 58 overall, no band less than 50, along with supporting documents like transcripts, CV, LORs, statement of intent, why you want to apply for the program. And once you submit all those documents, our team will send you the link for for interview. The first one usually is with me, and the next one is with the faculty. Once you clear the interviews, we can move you to the next round. Once you clear both the interviews, we can roll out the offer letter for you. Yep. And we do have amazing discounts and scholarships available for our international learners. Unfortunately, for the June intake, we only have the 10% discount left, which means students will be paying 40,392 New Zealand dollars for the entire program if they join in June. And for September, we still have the 15% discount, super early bird discount. If anyone is applying for September, they are eligible to get 15% discount, which means they'll only pay 38,148 New Zealand dollars. Apart from it, these two are automatic discounts. Apart from it, learners can also apply for scholarship. We have 25% scholarship available for September intake, which means if you get that scholarship, your tuition fee will be 33,660 New Zealand dollars after discount. So if you're planning to apply for the 25% discount scholarship, then we do look at additional documents. You're required to submit the scholarship application separately. We look at your GPA and your English proficiency score. Higher the scores, the better is the scope to get the scholarship. These are few of our industry advisors who usually work with our learners. We've got many more. However, these are very few, and they all are experts in their own area, and they help our learners navigate through their research. This is our team. Along with me, we do have a wider team who would help our learners with their application process, help them navigate through any support they need when they arrive on campus or even before. And everyone will be in touch with the learners at one stage. And these are few of our program leads who you would land up meeting when you book an interview with them. This brings me to end of my presentation. I'll stop sharing my screen. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer those.